I got a story time. I gotta tell y'all about this incident over here at this trailer. So okay, peep this. In the front of the trailers, they have this big trash can. Well, I'm remodeling, so anything that I have trash as far as insulation, leaves, small stuff. I take it to the trash can and I throw it away. I go to the front. This van drove past me. The van drives past, the dude waves. I wave back. Just being nice. I see the van reversing, and I'm like, oh, okay. Dude rolls down his window and he's like, hello. I'm like, what's up? He's like, do you live here? I was like, excuse me? He's like, do you live here? Tell me now if you live here. I was like, dude, I said, I don't know you, I'm not telling you nothing. I said, man, go on with your movement, man. He's like, no, I'm not going nowhere. He said, do you live here? I was like, dude, I don't know you. Can you please just go on with your movement, sir? He was like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm like, all right, so I just started back, throwing my trash away, breaking it up, because it was wood stuff. I was breaking it up and go ahead and throwing it away. Well, he just like, well, you tell me now, do you live here? You need to tell me right now. This is my community. I'm looking out for my community, blase, blase. And I'm like, dude, I was like, man, just go on, please. I said, I don't know you. I said, I don't even know if you live here. I'm not telling you nothing. I said, please go on. So he's like, he acts like he was driving off, and he pulls to the side and he gets out. So he pulls his phone out, starts taking pictures. I'm like, man, I said, I can do the same thing you doing, recording. So I pulled my phone out, I started recording him. And he did what all the Carls and Karens do. He picked up the phone and he called the police. And this is what he said. This is real talk, this is what he said. Yes, police, we have a big black guy over here. Yeah, he has on a white shirt with gray pants on, gray shorts. And at this time, I'm like, what the hell? Did he really just say this? He was like, he's trespassing. You guys need to come get him and take him to jail. So by this time, I called my wife, and I tell her what's happening. I was like, hey man, I'm about to pull up over there. I said, I still got trash to dump. I said, but I'm coming back over there because I ain't got time to be dealing with the police. So, man, I pull up over here. I wait for like 20, 30 minutes, and then I go back over there. Well, there's a lady, an older lady. She runs this place, and I talk to her all the time, and he went over there talking to her, and she told him, oh, yeah, he lives here. So I go back up there to finish, breaking up my trash and putting it in there. This dude, keep in mind, he done already called the cops on me. He comes back over there, he pulls up on me like, hey, can we talk? I said, nah, you ain't got nothing to say to me. He was like, come on, don't be like that. I said, don't be like that. I was like, dude, come on, go on with your movement, man. I was like, move around, bro. I was like, just leave. You don't have to be like that. He said, I'm just trying to be a good neighbor. Wouldn't you want me to be a good neighbor to you? You're my neighbor. I was like, one, I'm not your neighbor. And two, I said, I mind my business, so you need to do the same thing. And three, I know both of my neighbors. So he ain't my neighbor. So by this time, he's like, come on, let's just talk. Let's be adults here. I said, first of all, you didn't come at me as no adult. I was like, so just move around, man. I said, you ain't got nothing to say to me. I ain't got nothing to say to you. Keep it pushing. So he's like, fine then. He drives off, turns around, and he goes back to his house. Keep in mind, the police are still on the way. So I'm not even tripping. I'm back up there throwing my stuff away, after dude had already talked to me again. Everybody know what a cop car brakes sound like, because I heard the brakes and I looked up. And what do you know? It's a good old cop. But by this time, when I came back here, I had got my title for this place, and I had my ID ready. The cop walks up like, hey, what are you doing here? And I was like, can I reach in my pocket? He's like, yeah, sure. Reached in my pocket, gave him the stuff. I didn't say nothing to the cop. I gave him my stuff. And he was like, what is this? I said, well, you got a call from the dude that just drove off, the little dude in the van. I said, you just got a call from him. I was like, and he sit there and was he was like, oh yeah, he did call. Cop told me that dude called. So he looks at the stuff like, oh, you do live here. I was like, yeah. I said, I would have told him that if he would have came at me the right way. I said, but he didn't come at me the right way. And the cop's like, what do you mean? I'm like, how do you start a conversation? Well, he's like, oh, I say, hello, hey, my name is such and such. I live in this community. And the cop was like, oh, I said, so he came at me and said, hello, what are you doing here dumping your trash and blase, blase. I said, if he would have came at me respectfully, I said, I would have sit there. I said, I respect my elder. That's how I was raised. But the way he came at me was just like on some, you don't live here, why are you here? You need to leave. So the cop was like, oh, well, you're not doing nothing wrong. You know, he was on my side, basically. Like, man, we got one of them Carls, basically. So don't even worry about it. So the cop goes to circle around, and I see the dude on his little dirt bike. And he drives and follows the cop and pulls the cop over to talk to him, tell him he called him and stuff like this. Keep in mind, I came back home. That dude followed the cop around here just to see where I live. And it's just stuff like that you gotta look out for, you know, because people are just, I don't know, man. I just feel like everybody should just mind their business and live life, man. That's how you stop problems from happening. And you know, he needs to learn how to speak to people because, like I said, once again, I respect my elders. So if he would have just came to me and been like, hey, how you doing? I'm Bob. I live here. Whatever. What's your name? And did you just move here or anything like that? You know, I'd have been like, oh yeah, you know, my name is such and such, and you know, I just moved here not too long ago, and you know, I live right here. I have no problem with that. But man, the way he just came about, I was like, man, yeah, dude. I was like, go on with your movement, man. And he was being a whole Carl out here, man. And I feel like a lot of these altercations in 2020 wouldn't even happen if people knew how to talk, communicate, whatever, with another person. Because, man, I've been seeing a lot of the Karen videos, the Carl videos, and it's like, what are these people doing that's bothering you so bad that you have to just be just be that way? But then they looking at you disrespectful when you ain't doing nothing wrong, and I just hate it, man. It's just like, I don't know, man. That's just a pet peeve. 2021. We got to get rid of Carls, Karens, and COVID. You know, just with him calling the cops and stuff, like, thank God I had a cop that was cool, because I could have got somebody that was just horrible, and it could have turned out way worse for myself. But just the fact of how things was handled with the way I was talking to the cop made it better. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure dude calling the cops, he probably thought that I was going to get aggressive and all that. The whole time, I didn't get mad at the dude or nothing, man. I was just like, man, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody calls the cops on you, they're looking for you to turn up, get crazy, so that cop will have a reason to do something. My thing is, keep your cool, breathe. Even if you don't want to speak to him, you don't have to. Then on top of that, you know, when I walked away from it, dude was trying to be my friend, or he wants to be the neighbor and all this stuff. Like, nah, man, that's over with. Like, I don't hate him. I hold no grudges on nobody. But my thing is, the way you disrespected me and basically judged me and all that stuff, I ain't got time for that, man. Like, it's over with. Like, he drives by and he waves at me, man. I don't even wave no more because it's like, no, I'm not trying to be your friend. I don't want you to ever have to speak to me again. None of that. Like, it's just crazy, man. People need to learn how to talk to each other. Stop being so quick to judge. Man, and just get along, man. It's not hard, man. Like, I feel like with black people, it's not hard. You can talk to us. We'll talk to you. We show love to everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, what color you are, with anything, man. We talk to y'all because the way we were raised was to respect our elder, respect people, period, point blank. You only get disrespected if you disrespect us, and that's just real. And like I said before, 2020, we're getting rid of Karens, Carls, and COVID. And I'm out. Ya boy.
It's a good day, it's gonna be a good day. It's a good day, it's gonna be a good day. I've been smoking and I'm drinking, I've been pouring on my lean. Have all the beer you want, but just don't smoke.